This is the only time I'm ever going to say this, so you better listen closely. When I die, I am going to do what Houdini did not do. I am going to come back and supply you with proof. First time caller line, you're on the air. Actually, no, my secret society line.
Yep, that's me.
You're in a secret society, huh?
Yes, I am a master mason.
You are a master mason. Now, how does that differ from a 33 degree?
Well, let's talk about that real quick. First of all, I want to tell you about all the
because I don't know anything about Masonry.
Okay.
I mean, nothing.
Let me tell you about what people consider levels, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's start with the youth organizations. They're Masonic Temple support what's called Job's Daughters.
This is where they train the youth to receive the sacred secrets, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't say train, as it makes it sound like Hitler youth. It isn't anything like that.
No.
But yeah, there's Rainbow for Girls, Job's Daughters, and then D. Malay. And first off, I'd like to say probably the most famous Mason was George Washington. George Washington was a Mason. Mm-hmm. As for D. Malay, which is before you become a Mason, D. Malay is up to the age, I think, of 21, and then at the age of 21 you can become a Mason.
But what about Mozart and Franklin Roosevelt? These are not trivial Masons.
No, not by any means either. But as a D. Malay, Bill Clinton was a D. Malay.
Ah!
Yeah.
I thought so. All right, so...
Well, I don't know if he's a Mason, but he was in D. Malay. At least that's what it had came out.
Well, I'd always heard once a Mason, always a Mason.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It is true then. And the handshake, sir?
Well, no, that isn't true because
You mean Masons can be...
Yes. For instance, we pay dues to our lodge. If you don't pay your dues, then basically they just suspend your membership. You're no longer a member. And that's after a couple people in our lodge.
Yeah, but you're once a Marine, always a Marine. Semper Fi, right?
Yeah, but as for...
So you couldn't really be a poverty-stricken Mason.
Well, yeah, you could be...
Why, but you couldn't pay your dues.
Well, that's not always true because for people we find, a lot of Masons who are older don't have the money to do that, and the lodge will go through and pay the dues for them. And that happens quite often.
Well, there are some out there who would think that that's being done so, they won't talk.
No, nothing like that. In fact, most all the secrets of Masonry, to the chagrin of a lot of Masons, have come out in books and then even on TV. All
the secrets are out? All the secrets? No, you said, no, wait, let's qualify it. You said you're a Master Mason. How does that compare to a 30, there is a 33-degree Mason, right?
And actually, let's before I get into that, let's go into the levels, okay? What people call levels, there really aren't levels. Well, there is and there isn't. Okay. I'm a Master
Typical
Mason.
secret society answer.
Okay. I am a Master Mason, and being a Master Mason, that allows me to join, say, the Scottish Rite, the York Rite, or Siostress, or the Shrine. And a lot of people know about the Siostress. They wear the funny feathers. They're always in the parades.
Feathers?
They also have the burn hospital.
What do the feathers mean?
The feathers?
Yeah, feathers.
What feathers?
You just said feathers in parade.
Fezzes.
What?
The fezzes, the red cap, like in Egypt.
Oh, yes.
The fezzes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Feathers.
Feathers.
I'm not a member of the Shrine. I'm not a member of Scottish Rite or the York Rite, so I won't comment on that.
All right, we are limited on time here, so what I really need to know is how far are you from being what the American public thinks of as a 33-degree Mason?
Oh, very far. The 33rd degree Mason is a ceremonial degree.
All right. So now see,
it's not.
But see, here's where I've got to stop you. When you say most of the Masonic secrets are known, in books or literature or whatever, I say to you, how could you possibly know Because everybody thinks that when you get to be a 33 degree, then you get information that nobody else has. Nobody.
Oh, that isn't true at all.
How can you possibly know that? I mean, you can say it.
I've talked to you. First of all, 33rd degree Mason is part of the Scottish Rite.
Yes.
It's before you can go into the Scottish Rite Shrine or the York Rite, you have to be a Master Mason.
Yes.
Okay. I've talked to people who are in the Scottish Rite, and I asked specifically about that because
it's such a big.
The movie that
wait a minute now. If it's such a big secret, they're not going to tell you.
They did.
You're just not like a master sergeant.
They told me straight up.
They told you what? The truth?
Yeah.
How do you know it was the truth? No, be fair with me here. I mean, if there are really serious secrets, how could you possibly know it's the truth?
Because they wouldn't tell me if they couldn't. They would not tell me.
For fear of giving away the fact that there are things that are not known at your level. I'm sorry.
There's no fear involved.
No fear.
No fear.
Well, again, I'm forced to ask you, how do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yes, because you've asked, you say.
Well, let's look at it this way. Okay, the three levels that I've gone through, right, to become a Master Mason.
Yeah.
If there was fear involved with that, they wouldn't have told me when I've asked about the other levels.
Well, but we don't, you see, the American public doesn't think the fear, as you call it, begins until you get to the higher levels of information. And then there's fear, and there's enough fear, sir, that people like you wouldn't be told a damn thing.
No. No, first of all,
I'm sorry, but you really can't know that.
Well, let me talk about the organizational structure first. Okay, you mentioned the Grand Master.
I bet it's like a pyramid.
Kind of not.
And kind of not.
No.
What's it kind of like?
Okay, in Masonry in the United States, each state is separate. There is no national organization. There's a Grand Master for each state.
Oh, please. You're telling me that they're not connected in any way?
No, specifically not.
Now I'm really having a hard time with this. I mean, Masonry has got to have some larger total connection. It certainly it can't be absolutely individual, or the rites and the rituals and the messages and what secrets there are, and we can argue about that, I guess, but they wouldn't be passed from one to the other, so you would not have any sort of coherent organization.
There is, on the state level. The Grand Master is to...
What state are you in?
Nebraska.
So you're telling me that the Grand Master of Nebraska doesn't talk to the Grand Master of Iowa?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Aha.
But as for
well, that's organization.
How the ritual is done in Nebraska and how it's done in Iowa, it can be different. And it is different.
Yeah, but the basic tenets are roughly the same.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, well, then that implies an obvious connection between cells. I mean...
well, you go into the southern states, though. You visit a lodge in the southern states, and their ritual will be not 100% completely different, but there will be differences.
Well...
But
mostly you have...
Everybody is going on Masonry about it.
Okay, but, sir, mostly you have similarities, right? And those similarities can only be if there's a connection between the various lodges, not cells.
Well, there's the ritual they try to keep from being changed throughout the ages all the way back. But what everybody wants to talk about is the Illuminati.
Illuminati, yeah.
Yeah, that's what everybody is trying to connect Masonry to, and there's no connection to it.
No connection whatsoever, is that right?
No.
Nothing, huh?
No.
Not even so much as a whisper back and forth, huh? What I'm really anxious to hear about are some of the secret societies that are so secret that we don't know about them. The secret order of, that kind of thing. So, If you feel like you can talk about it and live through the experience, then call me on the Special Secret Society line, area code 775-727. Now, the other line I'm holding open is for the Caribbean, people in St. Thomas and so forth, because Hurricane Jose is bearing down on you. My last caller in the Caribbean, St. Thomas, said it may pass 40 miles north. It's got 100-mile-per-hour winds. So they're battening down the hatches in the Caribbean, so I'm sort of talking to people there. The toll-free lines are open for anything you want to talk about all night long, open lines, with the exception, as I just mentioned. I do want to hear about secret societies. I just had a master mason on here, and I don't know. He said, he fed me the company line. No secrets. They're all out. They've been in books. They're all in print. And I say, well, how would you know? And he said, well, because I asked. Well, if it's such a big secret, well, obviously he's not going to be told, is he? So we kind of went round and round a little bit. Anyway, more in a moment. Okie dokie. On my secret society line, you are on the air, top of the morning.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. You're going to have to speak right into your phone, sir.
Okay, how's that?
That's better.
Okay.
All right, and to what secret society do you belong?
I'm a Mason.
Another Mason?
Yes.
2 Masons in a row now. We just had a guy who said he was a master Mason, but I didn't like the way he answered my questions.
Well, I listened to him, and he's close.
Close?
Yeah, he's close.
Close but no cigar?
No. No.
Well, what?
First of all, a 33rd degree Mason, you asked him about that?
I did, yes.
That's a Shriner. That's the shrine.
And then so you feel he didn't properly understand what a 33-degree Mason was, and if he didn't, then he couldn't be a Mason.
Exactly. And no good Shriner.
So he was feeding me a bunch of mortar.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Now you, on the other hand, claim to be the real McCoy.
I'm a real Master Mason, yeah.
Real Master Mason.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
have been for 6 years.
Do you think that you know all the secrets that a 33-degree would know?
No. Absolutely not.
See there, folks? I knew it. And would you buy his story that, well, there are no more secrets, they're all known? And he asked, well, how do you know? He said, well, I asked some 33-degree Masons, and they said, no, there's no more secrets.
Not for a minute. No, absolutely not. Now, I'll tell you what. Yes, we do have secrets, and we do protect them. We have very few secrets, but we do have them.
Well, I knew that. Another thing he said was that Masonic temples do not talk to one, or lodges don't talk to one another.
That couldn't be further from the truth. No, absolutely not.
Guys are probably out there playing baseball games against each other.
Well, I don't know about that, but well, we communicate state to state. Yeah,
of course,
absolutely.
Of course you do. So, in other words, he was my bumper music was appropriate then.
Could be, yeah.
All right, sir. I appreciate your call. Thank you very much. A Master Mason. So, we're going to hear a lot as the night progresses. And, again, one of the things I want to hear about are secret societies that we don't know about, never even heard about. Now, I realize that the people calling and telling us whatever they're telling us about all this risk, they're risking it all, actually. So you never know. I mean, you're going to hear a lot of things tonight that are probably untrue, but cast in that lot somewhere. You're just liable to get some real information now. Will you recognize it when you hear it? Only you can be the judge of that. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hi.
Yeah, hi there.
Hello.
I was a member of the Rosicrucians in San Jose for 6 years.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
What are they all about?
Well, they've got some psychic strength, I'll tell you. I sent in my application form, and about the time I would guess that they received it, I was sleeping this one night, and then into my dream came this printed, letters, Rosicrucians, and it really startled me in my dream and woke me two-thirds up. And then the next night, the same thing happened again and woke me up.
So you're telling me they have the power to submit their forms to you, in dreams.
Yeah, the ultimate bureaucrats, I guess, psychic bureaucrats.
Well, it saves on postage.
Yeah, and a number of funny things happened to me when I was a member of them, all of them good, but I came to realize that there was a side to them that didn't meet the eye. For example, they send you these lessons.
Lessons?
Yeah, for a month. You get this package once a month, and it's got 4 lessons in it.
What sort of lessons?
They talk about physical principles and relate them to spiritual principles, and then they talk about psychic development exercises.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Now, I'll give you an example.
That sounds a little like the craft, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
Some portion of magic or the craft or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah. They're wanting to develop people into healers and people with mind over matter powers. No doubt about that.
What do you think if they develop this power, what do you think it would be used for? And that goes more toward your earlier comment about some darker areas that you became aware of.
Well, I didn't say darker. I wouldn't say anything like that about them. Healing is important to them.
What did you say then? It wasn't darker. What did you say?
I said there was a side to them that didn't meet the eye. There's a...
Oh, I guess I just jumped on the negative side.
Yeah.
But you're saying it's positive?
Well, I never saw anything negative when I was associated with them.
But that doesn't mean, as I told the last caller.
Yes. Yes, of course. I had some interesting psychic experiences when I was working with them. I'll give you an example. There was this one lesson, it was fairly early in the studies, where they're talking about psychic energy, and I sort of got this actually happened. They said put down the lesson. I forget what they call these things, not mandamuses, but anyways, you put down the lesson book. Yeah. So I just put it down at that point, and I felt waves and waves of energy coming over me at exactly the moment that I put it down. They have you working with mirrors quite a bit. You set up 2 candles on opposite sides of a mirror.
Oh, mirrors and candles.
Yeah. And you look into the mirrors. Now, I never saw anything in the mirrors. I wasn't all that much, committed to doing that.
Well, listen, mirrors are used for a variety of things that are within the realm of the paranormal. Mirrors are used for all kinds of things, and even visiting relatives that have passed on.
Oh yes, and I went to their university down in San Jose one summer, and I met this guy there, and he told me a story. He said that one time this fellow appeared, this male appeared in his mirror, and then when he went to the university down there, he saw this guy, and it was an elderly priest that was associated with them. And when I was down there at their university for 3 weeks, I used to do meditations in their courtyard where the ashes of their founder were interred. And I tell you, the meditations that I had in that courtyard around this man's interred ashes were something else entirely. They're qualitatively different than any other kind of meditation.
Why, pray tell, after 6 years would you leave?
Oh, they kind of, the fellow that was in charge of it died, and a lot of people left at about that same time. I don't know what kind of shape they're in now, but they were founded by this one fellow named Lewis, and he died and his son took over, and it was the younger Lewis that was in charge when I was a member, and then that fellow died, and a lot of people left at that point, and that was about 10 years ago.
All right. I really appreciate your input. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Art.
Take care. So there you have Rosicrucians, huh? I know very little about them. But it sounds like, if you believe, if what he said is accurate, that it sounds like they're using a lot of things that sound like magic or the craft or lean into the paranormal. Is that true of most of these organizations, I wonder? East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, Art. This is Eric from Tulsa.
Hi, Eric.
KQULL, Tulsa.
KQLL.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have 3 quick points I want to make.
Sure.
Okay, on the first one, you were talking about your DX contest. Probably be a good idea to have before January 1st. And then on the second point...
What are you talking about, DX contest?
You said at one time you mentioned having a DX contest, see how many people could get your...
in other words, how many radio stations people could hear me on?
Right.
Yeah, you've got a good point. After January 1st, who knows?
You might not need it then.
Either I may be on half the number I'm on now, or none at all.
That's right.
No, you're right. I better do it soon. Yeah, okay.
And then on the second point, in West Virginia, I heard on the shortwave that in West Virginia they're having a hard time withdrawing some of their money out of the bank.
Oh?
Uh-huh.
When did you hear that?
I heard that, I think it was yesterday on shortwave on the Genesis Network.
Uh-huh. Do you think it's true?
Well, they've mentioned it a couple times, and I also heard that some people were having a hard time withdrawing their money so they could get gold. And that's what they're having a problem with. And then,
well, when you say a hard time, does that mean when you go to the bank and you say, here, I want my money, I want X number of dollars, they simply say no?
I don't know. Maybe we ought to have people call in from West Virginia and find out.
Well,
I don't know the whole story.
That's pretty scary if it's true.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's a rumor.
Right. So I guess with all the listeners you have, you might be able to find that one out.
Well, all right. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, and one more point.
One more point.
Okay, I heard that on shortwave they're getting ready to move all their shortwave to sideband. Is that true? And why are they going to do that?
No, I certainly have not heard that, and I wouldn't think that they would do that. There would be some shortwave stations that might go to sideband. It would conserve band space. It would allow them to be heard at a far greater distance. But most of the casual shortwave listeners don't have the ability to hear sideband. So it's hard for me to believe the majority of shortwave broadcasters would do that. As inefficient as AM is compared to sideband, it's still a lot more pleasant to listen to. A lot more pleasant. All right. Well, let's go back to our secret society line. You are on the air.
Hello, Art.
Hello.
I represent the First United Osirians chapter of the Followers of Horus.
Can you say that twice?
Yes.
Say it again.
I represent the First United Osirians chapter of the Followers of Horus.
Boy, that sounds pretty scary. Now, who was Horus?
Horus was the son of Osiris.
Oh, that Horus. And what can you tell us of your organization and what goals it has and what secret rituals it has? I've never heard of it, but...
Basically, it deals with the revealing of concealed information. An initiate would receive certain specific texts, and by concentration of mind, is to unravel their mystery.
In other words, you're given certain texts, and you read these, and you concentrate, and you come up with the appropriate answers, but they are not specifically spelled out on paper.
Basically, along those lines, yes. There's 3 specific texts.
I mean, but what could it say? Like, who killed Kennedy? Think about it.
No, it doesn't say anything. It reveals information, visual.
So, in other words, actually reading this causes you to begin to visualize what actually occurred. Can you give me an example, or is that not allowed?
It's rather difficult to explain.
Well, give me an example of a secret that was revealed to you.
The relationship between the ancient Egyptians and the Mayans.
You know about that?
Yes, I do.
Can you talk about it?
I can say that it's concealed within these texts.
Well, then you can't really talk about it, can you?
Well, I am talking about it now.
Well, I mean, you're saying there was a relationship, but you can't give us the details of that.
No, that's for an initiate to discover on their own.
And what would happen to you if you, on my radio program tonight, gave it away, actually gave the whole thing away and told us the whole story? What would happen to you?
Nothing would happen to me. It's not the like I said. It's a it's based on a sharing of this knowledge, but yet...
Well, if nothing would happen, then why don't you go ahead and blab? All right, secret societies, hurricanes in the Caribbean, and then whatever else you want to talk about. It's all up for grabs this morning. On our secret society line, you are on the air.
Sir.
Yes.
I'm a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, which the closest thing I can liken it to is the Women's Auxiliary of the Masons. Now, you have been asking...
Now, let me get the name straight. The Order of the Eastern Star, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Order of the Eastern Star. Is this an all-women's organization?
No, sir.
No?
Master Masons can also join.
You mean male Master Masons?
I don't know of any other kind, sir.
Well, exactly. But, what I'm saying is, so in other words, the Order of the Eastern Star then has an upper-level connection, or fairly high connection, to the Masons.
Well, you cannot be an Eastern Star in some states without a blood relative that is a Mason.
Wow, I had no idea. I never heard of this.
In the state that I come from, which is New York State, that was the way it was when I joined.
I see. Well, do the Order of the Eastern Star members get much of the same information as Masons?
No, sir. We do not. We have our own rituals, our own...
Oh, you do?
Yes, sir.
Are they compatible with Masonic tradition at all?
I would assume so.
But you don't know.
Well, since I am not built quite properly to be a Master Mason, I couldn't tell you for certain.
So there's no way any woman could ever be a Mason? They don't allow women?
Not at this point in time, not that I know of. There have been rumors that way back in history there were some women that had overheard the secret rituals.
That perhaps used their wiles to get in a place where they shouldn't be.
Well, no, actually, one of the stories is that a woman happened to the meeting was held at her house.
Oh.
And instead of...
So she cowered in the kitchen and listened?
No, actually, she kept her ear to the living room door, and they initiated her into the order. It was either that or do something drastic, because in those days...
Oh, my God, you mean, in other words, she heard...
We're talking about in the...
She heard the secrets. In other words, she heard the secrets, whatever they were, and they were so serious that either they would have to initiate her in and make her part of it all, or...
Keep in mind, sir, in the beginning days of the Masonic orders...
Yes?
It was very, very serious.
Oh, I think it's still serious today.
I don't think it's quite as stringent, but...
Way up there, I think.
Yeah. Could I explain something to you?
Well, sure.
When an Eastern Star, or a person joins the Eastern Star, or the Masons, and I assume it's this way with most secret societies.
Yes.
In our societies, we take an obligation, which is basically giving our word, that we'll keep our mouths shut about certain
things.
Secrets. Now, first of all, the Library of Congress has a complete listing of everything that we do. And it's...
Everything?
Yeah. You can send for it and get it.
Well, then what kind of secret is that?
We are required to do this.
But
however,
that doesn't make
most
sense.
Most people don't know it's available.
Well, they do now. They do now.
Yes, sir, they do. But whether they send for it or not...
Are you high enough in the Order of the Eastern Star to really be sure that everything is in the Library of Congress?
I was told this by my father, who was a 32nd degree Mason and a Shriner.
And you don't think your dad would... No,
I wouldn't expect my father to lie.
Well, of course.
And he volunteered this information because I asked him the same thing you were asking, how secret is it? And he says, really, it's not. But,
that's what
we take an obligation, as do, what do they call it, an oath or an obligation? And I assume when you give your word, you need to keep it.
That's right. Well,
you're asking these gentlemen to break their word.
Well, no, I'm just giving them the opportunity. That applies to you as well. I mean, if you want to blab away about the Eastern Star stuff, which you just told me is in the Library of Congress anyway,
yes,
I'd love to hear it.
And the gentleman that said there's a good deal of it, of the secrets that have come out in books and that, he's quite correct. Inadvertent or advertently, a lot of books have come out by people that have been disgruntled and have basically
blabbed,
blown the whistle, if you will. But
is there anything? Let me ask you this. All right, here's something you can probably answer. Is there anything that, if we were aware of it, regarding the Masons or regarding the highest part of the Order of the Eastern Star, it is, that would worry us if we knew about it, or concern us?
No, sir.
Or freak us out?
It's the Brotherhood of Man, the Sisterhood of Woman.
All right. Well,
to my knowledge, and I have my entire family has been Masonic, I have noticed nothing except the fact that a Mason will go to another Mason's aid quicker than they will other people.
Of course.
And that is that way with any fraternity or sorority.
Of course. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the call and the information. I'm a little, what's the right word? Not fully embracing the preceding call. And I'm not saying that I'm doubting everything she said, but I have a feeling that there's more there, and that's just me. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Art.
Hey. Where are you, sir?
I am in New Mexico.
Okay. Badlands.
Just a studier of a lot of these secret societies, because living in New Mexico, you get a lot of the government rule and stories being passed around by people who are involved in government. As far as the Masons are concerned, there are societies that are above them that have been holding on to the secrets of supposedly mankind and the things that have been happening to us for the last 6,000 to 8,000 years. But the highest...
Do you believe that? I mean, in your studies, do you believe there are organizations that literally know the secret of the origins of mankind?
Not only are they the secret of the origins, but where they are leading us now. I mean, it goes that far. The Brotherhood of the Snake or the Brotherhood of the Dragon.
The Brotherhood of the Snake?
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's what I haven't heard of.
Yeah, Brotherhood of the Snake or the Dragon, each one of those two.
The Dragon.
They were originally known as the Mysteries, or the Brotherhood of the Mysteries, or the Secrets of the Mysteries.
All right, well, let me try a couple of questions out on you. What do they consider the origins of man to be? And follow up, where are we going?
I can give you, it's very simple, and I actually stumbled upon this studying Zechariah.
You know Zechariah? Oh, I've interviewed Zechariah any number of times.
Oh, yeah. He has put it all basically together through the cuneiform of the Sumerian writing. Now,
is Zechariah a member of one of these?
Actually, he is a member of the Jewish Society, which is another society.
But not connected to the snake or
not
dragon?
Not connected to either one of those two at all, no. Now, the Brotherhood of the Snake, the Brotherhood of the Dragon, they are the forefathers of the furthest secret society back. Then below them is the Illuminati.
So the Illuminati falls in below the Snake
and
Dragon?
They do, yes, and they are like the servants of the Brotherhood of the Snake.
The Illuminati are the servants of them?
They sure are. And if you go down below that, that's the Knights of the Templar.
God, where does that leave? And the Knights of the Templar are below that?
Yes. And then the Masonic Society comes in place.
Then Masons?
Yes.
Boy, then where are we?
We are way low.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah, but where are we going? Let me tell you where we're going.
Please.
The Freemason, which is basically... they're kind of an offshoot of Mason. It's kind of like...
well, you make them sound like the worker bees.
But they are the worker bees.
They are the worker bees.
We are just the fun lovers that like to watch all these guys do their thing up there in high government.
So in other words, then, really, I'm getting what you would expect to get from the Masons or the sister organization, the Order of the Eastern Star, or whatever. They're all saying, look, there are no secrets. My dad told me there are no secrets that have not been revealed, blah, 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 blah. You would expect to get that, wouldn't you, if what you're saying is true?
You expect it, of course, because that's all they're going to get anyway.
Right, I got you.
They're not going to get any of the information that, I mean, even their fathers and people that if they've had 5-10 generations down the line as a Mason, they're not going to get the information from the Knights Templar. They are just another society that they've got to rely on to keep the interest or to keep the infrastructure of their society alive.
Have you ever talked with anybody from the snake or the dragon?
I have. As a matter of fact, I have not. But I'll tell you, there are two people in this world right now that are in high government that are part of that society.
People whose names I would know?
You would know them. Yes, you would. As a matter of fact, I don't like to bring this up because there's so much religious ties to it, but Jesus Christ was a member of a society.
Which one?
He was a member of the Illuminati.
Jesus Christ was a member of the Illuminati?
He sure was. And that.
Why wouldn't he be a snake or a dragon at least?
Because he was what we would consider a don't shoot the messenger.
Well,
like a Paul Revere.
They did though. They did the equivalent. They crucified the messenger.
Let me tell you some secrets because I'm not a member of society and nobody knows who I am.
Lay it out. Go ahead.
Here it is. Jesus Christ was sent off by his family and the tribe that he lived in near Portico, which was a Roman Catholic controlled area of Italy. And he was sent off to the Orient to learn about other things like Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism. And on his travels and his learnings, he found out that the Romans had taken and destroyed the Alexandria Library.
Was this in the early life of Christ? Before
yes.
Okay.
Now, of course, you know the fire of the Alexandria Library.
Yes.
And the Romans took all of the knowledge of the earth, and that included the origins of man. And it also included something that people never talk about.
What?
The decoding of our current Bible. See, there was one original Bible in the beginning. But when God, supposedly God, the gods that were here before, as Zechariah says.
Those are the gods. In other words, extraterrestrials, actually, right?
Well, whatever you want to call an extraterrestrial. Somebody that's not from this earth, okay.
Well, somebody who's on a planet that has an atmosphere and life and water and is not connected to any system and revolve around any sun, that would be certainly an extraterrestrial from our point of view.
Exactly. Now, and let's talk logically now, and not far-fetched leap of faith. How do we learn? We learn from our parents. Our parents learn from their parents. Mm-hmm. So I could term that genetic learning. So genetic learning had to come from somewhere. There ought to be an origination point. So if you want to call us an offshoot of an extraterrestrial, that's what we are.
And that's one of the great secrets.
That's one of the great secrets that was stolen and kept. Now, the secrets are kept right now.
Well, if we are the descendants of extraterrestrials, as Sitchin would suggest, and you are saying, then who was Jesus Christ?
Okay, let's get into the words. Jesus of the Christ. The Christ, the word Christ, is used as the love or the unity. So he was the leader of the love or unity or a non-technologically advanced society, which has been proven over many, many, many.
But what about all of the things that it is written that Jesus did that a mortal man could not do?
I listened to you talk a little bit about Houdini. Last night you talked about Houdini.
Are you saying that Jesus was nothing but a master magician?
No, I can't say that. What I can say is that he was given powers.
Well, you said Houdini.
Yes, but people, if you saw Houdini perform.
Yes.
And the person that saw him perform goes and tells 5 of his friends, did he tell them the exact same story that happened?
No, of course not.
No. So, Jesus Christ, or Jesus of the Christ, or Jesus of the unity, the leader of the love, was able to perform many, many things. He knew how to save people's lives. He knew how to create things with other. He had a.
Well, how about parting a sea? Now that's not a trivial thing.
No, but that's a weather-related thing, Art.
Weather-related?
That's a weather-related anomaly.
Which sea lately has parted because of any weather that we know of?
Well, I can't really tell you, but the sea was only 6 inches tall.
Well, even so. I mean, I saw that it was bigger than that in the Ten Commandments.
You're exactly right. I mean, listen, we could argue the semantics of what the Bible says, but what I'm trying to explain to you is just the basic order of who owns the secrets. Now I can tell you, and I'd love to tell all your millions of listeners right now who, and I've been waiting to tell this for I don't know how long.
Tell it.
Who owns the secrets of the world? And
it's the dragons and the snakes.
That's right. And you know who runs the dragons and the snakes?
No, I don't.
Okay, you've heard of the G7.
The G7 economic?
The G7,
all right.
The heads of the G7 nations.
Yes.
Okay, you've heard of the 10 kings in the Bible.
Yes.
Okay. You can add those people into that category. And there are several smaller countries that are actual descendants of Jesus, of the Christ family, who are also a part of this Illuminati, who have the knowledge. But I'll tell you where the knowledge is kept.
Where?
The knowledge has been kept with the Roman Catholics this whole time in the Vatican. It's there and will always stay there and will never be penetrated.
Now that I can believe.
Yes. So, I mean, the logical aspect of this situation is,
Father,
where are we going?
The late Father Malachi Martin told me there are secrets beyond all belief hidden within the Vatican.
That's exactly right, and that's where it came from, was the Alexandria Library that was taken and destroyed, and the Roman Catholics told everybody in the whole world, or I should say the Romans, because they weren't Catholic at the time. The Romans told the whole world that in this fight that they had with Egypt, that the mysteries and the knowledge of the world and the knowledge of electricity and plumbing and engineering and everything that they had involved in the situation, and the origins of man, which was the most important part, was destroyed, which is not true.
All right, listen, I'm coming up on the top of the hour, so I'm going to have to go here. Do you think that there's any chance I'll hear from a snake tonight?
That's what I'm asking.
Or a dragon?
I'm asking right now, one of your listeners, if you are a snake or a dragon,
call in.
Call in, let's listen to you.
All right, sir, got you. Thank you very much. East to the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Bell.
Hi.
Masonic Lodge, what do you want to know?
Everything.
Okay, well, first of all, let me start off by saying I am not a Mason.
Well, then how could you know everything?
Well, because in my family, it's more like who is not a Mason than who is. Like, for instance, my uncle was Grandmaster over...
But if you're not a Mason, that means you're the black sheep.
Yeah, but, well, yeah.
And so what makes you think that even your own family would tell you anything worth anything?
They did.
How do you know? How do you know, for example, they didn't tell you complete BS because you weren't one of them?
Because stories that I've compared to with them, with other people that I know that are Masons, all the stories matched.
Well, give me an example.
Okay, well, first of all, to clarify the Master Mason thing,
yeah.
First you petition a lodge, usually by a friend. You have to be recommended. Then they check your references, your background. Then you're approved, and then you go through a ceremony, and then you're a Mason. Then you have to go. Then somebody is appointed to you to go through what they call your 3 blue degrees.
So when you're a blue Mason, you're hardly anything at all.
Well, you have to get your first 3 degrees to become a Master Mason. Then you're a Master Mason, and then you can go on to go through the Scottish Rite.
So, all right, so then Master Mason is not as high as one would think.
No, it's like the very beginning.
Yeah.
In the very beginning.
Well, that explains a lot then.
Yeah, so being a Master Mason really is saying nothing.
Have you heard of the snakes and the dragons?
No, I have not until the previous caller. What else do you want to know?
Well, I'm struggling with the concept that everybody in your family is a Mason, but you. Why?
No, let me clarify. It's not everybody. It's more like I said, to quote myself, more like who isn't than who is.
Right. Okay. So then why not you?
Well, I think it's just a bunch of just.
Oh, now careful.
Foolishness.
Huh.
Not being ugly.
Have you told your family that you think it's foolishness?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I have.
And still you live, huh?
Yeah, and still I live. Yes.
Well, all right. Well, I appreciate the call, but I don't know. I don't know if I believe that they would tell him everything. If he wasn't part of it, if he didn't hold up his hand or do whatever it is that Masons do when they ceremonially promise not to divulge. Yeah, I don't think I believe that. First time caller line, no. On Secret Society line, you're on the air.
KTX, Redding, California. Just kidding, Art. I thought I'd get your heart rate up tonight.
I see.
Oh, but I'm with a society that...
You're going to have to go to 4 or 5 octaves from there to get to racing my heart.
Well, I'm with the society. It's not the Masons. It's an offshoot.
International line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art.
God. I didn't even hit the button. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Where are you, sir?
I'm in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Where there no doubt are secret societies all over the place.
Oh, of course.
And Canadians don't talk a lot about it, do they?
No.
Turn your radio off up there.
Okay.
That's important. It'd be confusing otherwise.
So.
Yes.
There's the reason I called.
Moving forward from the mystical order of the declawed gerbils.
Yeah. I was wondering if there's any other people who live in Alberta or Saskatchewan who have been up north and seen the weird things that I've seen.
Like what?
Oh, around Cold Lake, Alberta.
Yes.
And Primrose Air Weapons Base.
Yes.
Oh, there's all kinds of interesting little lights and stuff happening.
Oh, in the sky?
You betcha.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm sure that is that the Canadian version of Area 51?
Yeah, 51A.
51A. That'd be 51C, probably.
Yeah.
But it really is?
Yeah.
You think they have back-engineered craft or alien craft or whatever up there?
There's got to be something.
Well, you know that your government and my government are real close.
Oh, very much in cahoots.
Yeah, cahoots, that's the right word. So I'm sure we share information at that level. Yeah, I'm sure we do. All right, well, we'll throw it out there and see if any other Canadians would like to respond. I can't imagine that we would have these things in America, and Canada would be totally unaware. We are simply too close in every way, economically, politically, to Canada, for there not to be a connection. All right, on my secret society line, you're on the air. Hello. No, you're not. On the wild card line, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Turn your radio off, please.
Okay, not to get off the subject.
It's not the subject. It's open lines. Only on that one line is it.
Okay, I got a question for you. When are you going to be coming to Phoenix, Arizona for your new book signing?
I am going to do only one book signing, only one, for the new book. And it has got to go to the long-promised New York City.
Uh-huh. Really?
Yeah, really. I mean, I've been promising New York City now for, years. So it's got to go to New York City.
And when is this new book going to be coming out?
Soon, sir, soon.
Do you have a date?
Check Amazon.com.
Amazon.com.
Yeah.
Okay, and one more thing. Have you heard anything from any of your callers calling in about seeing any green lights in the skies in Phoenix?
You mean like fireballs?
Yeah, they're more like fireballs. I've seen them twice already, like coming home from work at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, we know what they are.
What are they?
Re-entering rocket boosters from Russia. Every single one of them, yes.
Is that right?
Yep. That's what the government says.
Wow. Okay.
Re-entering rocket boosters from Russia.
Okay, then.
Okay?
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you very much for the call. Call Colonel Haynes. He'll confirm that for me. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art Bell.
Hi.
Long time no talk.
Really?
Yeah.
How long?
Probably last time you opened up a secret agent line.
Wow. That's a long time. That's really a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
Back before you took your hiatus.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I am now talking tonight about secret orders, secret societies, dragons, snakes, Masons, Illuminati.
Let's go back to that guy that you talked to earlier. He was talking about Jesus Christ was, how did he put it? Part of the Illuminati?
Yeah, he said that. And that Christ was not, as we understand, Son of God. He didn't part the seas and do all the other things described in the Bible. He didn't do that.
No, he didn't do any of that.
You agree with that?
Oh, no, I don't agree with him, but no, Christ didn't do any of that.
So you don't agree with him specifically, but you agree with him with regard to Christ?
Not exactly. Let me give you a little background. I was brought up as a missionary kid. My parents were Southern Baptist missionaries.
Yes. So what happened to you?
Huh? Let's just say I was awakened.
Awakened?
Yeah.
Like the stuff under the surface of Mars, or what?
No, a little bit deeper than that. Try some form of the United States government.
Mind control.
No.
Revelation. In other words, government agents took you aside and said, "Come with us, son. We're going to tell you some things."
I got very, very lucky. I was doing research on a book, and I got very, very lucky, and I traded out some information for the book.
You traded with an agent of the U.S. government?
I traded with someone who knew enough information that I did check up on.
Yes.
Someone who was also a missionary kid in Japan, worked for NSC.
Yes.
Was on the National Security Council, so I dropped a few code words on him, and he says, "I don't know who the hell you're dealing with, but you better stay low, otherwise you're going to end up dead."
Well, listen, speaking of dead, do you hear those clicks?
I hear those clicks.
Yeah?
I have another point.
Well, I wouldn't stand in line that long if I were you.
Huh?
Not in view of what I'm hearing here.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Uh-huh.
If they want to kill me, they would have already killed me.
Well, fine, go right ahead.
But going back to Jesus for a second, Jesus was nothing but the greatest con artist on the face of the planet.
Oh, man. Con artist, huh?
Nothing but the greatest con artist.
So how is it he parted the sea?
I don't know. I didn't ask after that. I asked a simple point.
So in other words, you accepted that as an answer? Jesus was nothing but the greatest con artist on the face of the planet?
I asked a very, very simple, I want to know the whole truth, nothing but the truth. They said, you're never going to find out.
So help you as part of your membership in the NSC?
Huh?
Never mind. So he told you that, and you just bought it out of hand?
No, he didn't tell me. I just had to check with him. I asked for some terms that someone might know who was on the NSC, and they dropped 2 terms on me. And I mentioned them once before, and I emailed to you, and I asked you if you'd heard about them, and you didn't reply.
No.
I figured
because I haven't until really now.
And he says, do not dig, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Do not dig.
He says, do not dig.
What was it? What's that supposed to mean? Do not dig where?
Well, I don't know. He just said, do not dig. He said, if they warned you dead,
probably what he really said was, he probably really said, call before you dig.
No, he said, do not dig in capital letters.
All right. Well, all right. I appreciate the information, but I don't know what that means. Do not dig. We're digging all the time. Do not dig where? For what? Do not dig for information, or do not dig into the ground at some specific location. On my secret society line, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Josh in Omaha.
Hello, Josh.
Hi. I just had a quick comment and a question.
Are you? No, this line is only for people in secret societies.
Well, the comment kind of has to do with that.
Well, no, are you or are you not in a secret society?
No, I'm not. I am aware of
Josh, I gotta go. You call me on another line. All right, yeah. That first-time caller line at area code 775-727-1222 is only for society members. On my secret society line, you're on the air.
Hey, Art, my grandparents years ago warned me about master masons. I remember as a kid, my grandmother said a master mason would make you go blind.
If you think that I'm going to let you go any further with this one after the gerbil thing, you're out of your mind.
I'm a different guy.
Yeah, sure you are. Same story, though. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello. Goodbye. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Good morning, Art. How are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm all right.
Listen, my name's Bill, and I'm calling you from Texas.
Yes.
Every time you start a show, it seems like there's always discussion about all the diseases and stuff.
Well, that's what's in the news.
Right. Okay. Recently, I got an invention, and I'm trying to get it pursued further. I got the patent on it.
Does this invention cure disease?
No, but it helps prevent them.
It helps prevent disease.
Right. Okay. What it is?
In what way?
Well, I invented a dripless toilet brush.
A dripless toilet brush?
Right. It wrings the water back off into the toilet.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to find somebody to help back my invention so I can take 10% and put them back into diseases.
What do you figure your dripless toilet brush is worth?
Well, I don't. It would manufacture out pretty cheap.
But, I mean, mass marketed to the millions who are clamoring for a dripless toilet brush. You know, you're trying to tempt an investor here, right?
Right.
So, what do you figure is in it? Millions?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I've got a real good design on it.
Do you?
Yes. In fact, like I said, I'm the one that originally invented it, so